What's going on, guys? It's your boy Whitey, and I'm keeping it tidy. And today we have some Battlefield Bad Company 2. The gameplay, I'm just throwing in the background. I realized that Battlefield Bad Company 2 was on Steam. I thought that was fucking awesome because I hate playing on Origins, but whatever. I decided to throw in some Battlefield Bad Company 2 because I wanted to talk about the rumors going around about the new upcoming Battlefield 2018 game. Now, quick disclaimer, I absolutely have no fucking clue what the new Battlefield is going to be. I have no idea what it is, what the title is. I have no clue. All I know is what I've read on Reddit and seen through YouTube videos of people who are speculating on what it could be, and I thought that'd be kind of fun to throw in my 2 cents of what I think the next Battlefield could be. So going off the first rumor, we're just going to jump into it. The new rumor going around is saying that Battlefield 2018 could possibly be a World War II game, and I personally think that's fucking awesome. I would love to see a new World War II shooter come back into the Battlefield realm. I mean, we haven't had a Battlefield World War II since 1941. You know, I guess you could say that 1943 was about a World War II game, but that was more of an expansion and it was PS3 only, so it wasn't really a full-fledged Battlefield game. It was just more of kind of like a quick little add-on that DICE was just kind of giving people a bone, trying to test out their, Bad Company 1 Levolution stuff going on there. So, me personally, though, I think that'd be great to see a World War II game. They've already laid the legwork with Battlefield 1. All the mechanics are there, the weapon styles are there. The BAR is probably one of my favorite weapons in Battlefield 1 to use, and I think that'd be fantastic if they included a World War II version to the game. Like, I just feel like it kind of fits the theme that they're moving with. Since they hit World War I, it kind of only makes sense they would go back to their roots. But at the same time, a lot of people aren't really excited about that, saying it's a little risky for Battlefield to maybe make 2 old school shooters. Some people say they should keep the formula mixed up with doing a modern shooter or a futuristic shooter and then going back to World War II or something different. But me personally, I think World War II would be a great addition to the franchise because this is something we haven't seen for almost 10 years now, like since Battlefield 1941 came out in, I think, 2001 or 2. Don't crucify me for that. I'm not exactly entirely sure. But me personally, again, I would love to see a World War II. I think it'd be a great addition to the Battlefield universe. Bad Company 2, when it had the World War II single-player intro, I thought that was fucking awesome. I love that, and I would love to see that in a multiplayer, single-player, full-fledged story fashion. But moving on to the second rumor, and my personal favorite, is people are saying that the next Battlefield could be Battlefield Bad Company 3. You heard it here, folks. Well, you probably heard it everywhere, but I'm reiterating it. That would be the greatest fucking thing to ever happen in gaming. Not only would the nostalgia trip be real, but I could finally figure out what the fuck happened after the end of the second game. That was like a big-ass cliffhanger for that fucking single player. I just want to know what happened. Me personally, I don't really give a shit about the multiplayer if it comes to Bad Company 3. I just want to know what happened with the fucking the second one. They just left that huge cliffhanger there. If DICE just went ahead and made a single-player game of just Battlefield Bad Company 3, no multiplayer, just single-player, I'd buy the shit out of that just to figure out what the fuck happened at the end of that game. Battlefield 1 and 2 were probably one of my most favorite single-player campaigns that I've ever played in a video game series. Besides maybe Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2 and 3, I thought those single players were pretty fucking great. But those rank in a close second behind the Bad Company series. I personally thought the Bad Company series nailed their single player. Just the characters like Sweetwater and all those guys and fucking Sarge. It was just such a great time. Excuse me, someone's Windows Defender popped up, but it was just great having those characters, and it was so funny and so much fun to play, and so much color. It was just a fantastic game all around, and I would just love to see the Battlefield Bad Company series finally come back. It can be a modern shooter, so it will keep with what a lot of people are saying. We got a World War I, and then now we're going back to modern, but you're throwing in a Battlefield Bad Company style game into it, and I think that's just fantastic if they did that. Like, I would probably jizz all over myself if they announced Battlefield Bad Company 3 and the return of Sweetwater and Sarge and Goose and all them guys. Is there a Goose? I don't remember. But so here, without conclusion, is my top 5 things that I want in the next Battlefield game. And the 5 things that I don't want in the next Battlefield game, because as we all know, there are lots of things that we love about the game and lots of things we fucking hate currently with the current Battlefield. So number 1 on my things that I want list, if they bring Battlefield Bad Company 2 back to, Battlefield Bad Company back to the Battlefield family, is I want a shit ton more of customization. I think that's where, Battlefield Bad Company 2 was lacking in a lot of departments, is there wasn't really a lot of customization with their game. Number 2, I would think that the clunkiness of the movements with characters and stuff would be a little bit better, more fluent, but I think they fleshed that out after this game. Number 3, I think that I would personally enjoy more of a huge Levolution style. I mean, they do have destruction in the current Battlefield games, but I just don't think they're as intense as this game was, and I would really love to see a return of more Levolution to this game, just full destructibility, things like that. Number 4, I would love to see a dedicated rush and a dedicated conquest map style game come back. I mean, in this game, it seemed like there was more of that emphasis on rush only maps and conquest only maps. Yeah, a couple maps did mix, but all in all, I think that a split where you have primary rush maps and primary conquest maps makes so much more sense than doing a mixture, because it just doesn't flow well with certain game modes, and unless they really work at it and make the maps where they flow together really well, I think just making dedicated maps to different game modes would just be awesome, and it would also grow the map base a lot more, and it would get players into having to play different game modes to play maps that they like, instead of just sticking with a certain game mode. Number 5, I would love to see crouching come back, crouching only. I don't like the prone system in Battlefield games currently. It kind of made players play in a different style, like seeking cover differently, your movements were different, you had to use defilades differently, and plus it also reduced the chance of snipers, and camping was really kind of reduced a lot because people couldn't prone out and just hide in a corner somewhere, or prone into a fucking bush. With this game, at least you can only just squat. That's all you had, and so it really helped you seek out cover, and really changed up the play style, and I thought it made the game a lot more fluid, especially because of huge maps. I'm running out of time here, guys. I'm sorry I couldn't put in my 5 things I don't want, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I will put in the 5 things I don't want in the Battlefield in the next one. Other than that, I'm Whiteytidy, and I'm signing off.